Good morning. Today I'm going to give you my take on King James Onlyism. It's a hard topic to engage because the supporters of the movement predominantly base their opinions on emotionalism, whereas I prefer having debate or discussion with people who are basing their opinions on scholarship and evidence. Emotionalism doesn't really mean anything. There's no way to verify it. There's no way to correct it, to reprove it. It's just, I feel this way, right? And so it's difficult, but it's really easy to illustrate that the King James only movement is just absolute error. So it's funny that there would be a movement that there would be a movement that advocates that there's an English version of the Bible that is the only inspired Word of God, and that every other Bible is error. It's just a weird thought. It's a weird thing to engage in the first place. But what makes it really funny is that out of all of the Bible versions that you could have chose for this movement, out of all of the options that you have, so there's a lot of Bible versions, you chose the King James version. And allow me to illustrate why that's hilarious. You could pick any English version of the Bible, except a paraphrase, right? So any English version of the Bible that's not a paraphrase. And I could make a evidence-based and scholarly argument that it is the best version of the Bible. The only one I couldn't make this argument with is the King James Bible. And the reason why is because the King James is based on the Textus Receptus, or the received text, which is a collection of photocopies of manuscripts dating from the 16th to the 20th century. Every other English Bible version is coming from handwritten Greek manuscripts, consulting hundreds and thousands of handwritten Greek manuscripts. The only Bible version that doesn't consult handwritten Greek manuscripts is the King James Bible. It stands alone as having the weakest manuscript witness. Stands alone. Okay, so there's one illustration of absolutely picking the wrong version for your movement. Secondly, I can show error in the King James Bible, which is very difficult to do in Bibles. Very difficult to do. And the error is not going after the inerrancy of the Word of God. This is just translator error. And it shows up in Revelation 22:19. Now, every single Bible version and every single manuscript is unanimous that the wording of Revelation 22:19 is the tree of life. Nobody's getting it wrong. Everybody's consulting the manuscripts, translating, and coming up with the tree of life for Revelation 22:19. Yet there's one version of the Bible that doesn't have the tree of life. And that's the King James Bible. And what the King James Bible has in Revelation 22:19 is the book of life. Why does the King James stand alone as the only version of the Bible that has the book of life in Revelation 22:19? Well, the reason is they didn't have any handwritten Greek manuscripts, so they guessed what the word was. It was a guess. They didn't know what was there, so they guessed and put the book of life. The problem is they guessed wrong, and if it was the only inspired word of God, that guess would have ended up being correct. So we know that their claim is false. And I believe it's the providence of God that this movement chose the King James Bible, because it's so easy. It's so very easy to debunk. It'd be really hard if they chose like the NIV, because you can make an argument that, the NIV is the only Bible version that consults the Dead Sea Scroll findings. That's a pretty impressive argument. Or how about the Christian Standard Bible, the Nestle-Aland text? It consults all 136 discovered papyri manuscripts. That's a good argument. But you got nothing like that for the King James Bible. Nothing. Just Textus Receptus, photocopies of 16th to 20th century Greek manuscripts, some translation errors, and Old English. Goodness gracious. So, don't fall into that foolishness, and follow Jesus with all of your heart. Have a beautiful Friday. Bye-bye.